So we have seen the 8 rules. Now the next rule is this: if the sentence begins with everyone, everybody, someone, somebody, if the sentence begins with these pronouns, so we have to use actually they pronoun in place of these pronouns. For example, everybody should be in time. So this is the example. Everybody should be in time. So for such sentence, when we add the question tag at the end of the sentence, shouldn't they? So they is used for this sentence, or if such words are there, if the sentence begins with such words, then we have to use they in place of these words. Then the next one is, if we find the used to in the sentence, then we use didn't for adding the question tag to this sentence. See the example: my brother used to walk in the morning. This is a sentence, and when you are asked to add the question tag to this sentence, if used to is there, this is the semi-moral auxiliary, and for adding the question tag to this sentence, we have to keep in mind, we put the comma in place of the full stop, then use didn't and the pronoun in place of noun, didn't he. Then another very important rule regarding the question tag is that there are some words which give the negative idea, or we express the negative idea. For that, directly negative words are not used there. Only the for example, not, never, no, such words are not there. Only such negative words are used in that sentence, then the tag will be positive. For example, Raman hardly comes to meet me. For example, this is a sentence: Raman hardly comes to meet me. For that, in this sentence, that hardly, sorry, 1 minute. Hardly, this is the negative word. So there is a no directly negative used in this sentence, but the negative word is there, so that's why the question tag will be positive. Does he? The question tag will be positive because these words are called the negative words, and if such negative words are there, then you are not expected to use the question tag, a negative question tag. You have to use the positive one, because these words are considered as the negative in the sentence. So when you are adding the question tag, it is very interesting things, and if you have understood it properly, then you may be able to add the correct question tag to all these sentences, go through all these rules, then you will be confident, because rules are not sufficient actually. Okay, you will read the rules, but practice is also the part of getting command over this grammar part. So when will you solve many sentences, when will you add many tag questions to the sentences, then you will become more and more confident. So for that, I am going to also give some examples regarding the question tags, and this will help you to clear all your doubts. And then if you find any difficulty, if you are unable to understand any part of this question text, so you can also ask me, you can also send the message on WhatsApp. I will try to answer all this question. Let us see some examples about these tag questions. I'm going to give some examples, 5 to 6 sentences, and I will also give the answer to all the questions, all the sentences, how to add this. So see few examples. It will help you to revise all these things. The Prime Minister of India is very cautious about his duties. So this is a sentence. Okay, when we add the question tag to this sentence, then just try to find out the helping verb from this sentence. The sentence is positive, that's why the question tag will be negative. And what will be the question tag? Isn't he? Okay, the next sentence. The principal of the college will deliver a speech for students. This is a sentence. Again, this sentence is positive, there is no negative words. That's why we have to add positive question tag. And what is the negative contracted form of will? Is won't. Won't he? So when you are adding actually question tag to any sentences, you must know the contracted form of all the verbs. Because most of the time we know that do, doesn't, did, didn't, was, wasn't, have, haven't, had, hadn't. So these are the negative contracted form must be used. If someone writes will not he, then it is wrong. Only negative contracted form must be used because it is a short question asked to that statement, and that's why the negative contracted form is expected to be used by the student for correct question tag. So it is not accepted will not he or shall not he, shall not we. Such contracted forms are not accepted. Only this type of contracted forms are accepted. See the next example. Fire at once. Fire at once. So it is again imperative sentence. Then question tag will be will you. Is it clear to you? See the another example. My sister was preparing for the exam. My sister was preparing for the example. So was is the helping verb, and you have to add negative question tag. Wasn't she? This will be the negative. So these are the few examples. I am going to give you more examples in the exercise. That the exercise will be given to you on our group, and just you solve it and you will get the correct answer. Whether you have solved it correctly or not, you will get all these things in the group. So whatever difficulties you have, just you raise in the group, just you tell me personally. You may contact me on phone, and I will try to satisfy whatever questions. I will try to answer them, whatever questions you have. Dear friends, in the last video we have discussed about the question tag, how to add the question tag. rhetorical question is not very different from the tag questions. That's why I have chosen these two topics, because they are very close to each other. In the last session, in the last video, we have discussed how to add the question tag. If the sentence is positive, the question tag will be negative. If the sentence is negative, the question tag will be positive. About the rhetorical question, first of all, try to understand what is the rhetorical question. Rhetorical question is like a verbal question. Only the tone of the speaker is different in the rhetorical question. Actually, when the rhetorical question is framed, it means that if the question is positive, the answer is negative, and if the question is negative, the answer is positive. Answer is within the question, answer is implied in the question. The main purpose is that the speaker wants the attention of the audience towards the topic. He wants to make them serious about the topic. He wants to make them relax about the topic. So that's why the rhetorical question is framed. So in the question tag, only short question is there at the end of the sentence. In the rhetorical question, the whole question is there, but answer is not expected in that question. So see the question, how do we frame these questions? How can I cheat you? When I frame this question, it means that I can't cheat you. Actually, the meaning is negative, the question is positive, but my intention is that I want to give the negative. For positive question, I want to put the negative idea. For negative question, I want to put the positive idea. See the next one. Are you not satisfied with your performance? Means what? Not is there. Means negative is there, but the result is positive. Means what? You must be satisfied with your performance. See the next one. Do you have the courage? When the question is positive, it means that you don't have the courage. Actually, these questions are very much important for the effective communication, for putting our ideas very properly, very forcefully. We want that they must be under the influence of our words, and for that reason we use this question. See the next question. Isn't it fair? Means that it is fair. It means that in our syllabus, when you are asked to frame a rhetorical question, the statement will be given to you, and you will be asked to frame the rhetorical question, and the rhetorical question will be given to you, and you will be asked to turn it into assertive one. Just when such question is there, and the instruction will be like this: rewrite as an assertive sentence. Rewrite as an assertive sentence, or make it assertive sentence. Such instructions may be given in your question paper. So when such instructions are there, what is expected as a student from you, or how to write the correct answer, how to turn this rhetorical question into assertive one. So just you have to turn this rhetorical question into assertive one. How can I cheat you? Means what will be the assertive sentence? I can't cheat you. If the question is I can't cheat you, then put the full stop at the end of the sentence. The rhetorical question is turned into the assertive one. Are you not satisfied with your performance? Means what? You should be, or you are satisfied with your performance. You should be satisfied with your performance. See the next one. Do you have courage? Means you don't have the courage. The assertive sentence will be like this: you don't have the courage. You don't have the courage. Or isn't it fair? Means what? It is fair. It is fair. Means the same rules can be applied for framing the rhetorical question. In the question tag, we have seen that for positive statement we have to add negative question tag. In the rhetorical question, only the full question you are expected to write here. So as per the question, you have to turn it into assertive, and as per the sentence, you have to turn into rhetorical. So these are the examples of the rhetorical question. Let us see how to turn the assertive sentence into a rhetorical one. See here, we don't follow our teacher's instruction. We don't follow our teacher's instruction. So when you are asked to turn this assertive sentence into rhetorical one, if there is a negative actually, then the rhetorical question will be positive. Do we follow our teacher's instruction? So you are expected to turn this assertive sentence into rhetorical. Do we follow? We don't follow. Do we follow? So this is the very useful method to make an impact, to form an impression on the listener. Whenever we raise such types of questions, the audience or the listener starts to think about that question. Because answer is not expected, only the thinking process actually starts there, and to start the thinking process, such rhetorical questions are real. See another example. She doesn't take care of her parents. She doesn't take care of her parents. How will be the rhetorical question? See here, does she take care of her parents? Does she take care of her parents? If the assertive sentence is if there is a negative in the assertive sentence, then the rhetorical question will be positive. If the assertive sentence is in a positive form, then the rhetorical question will be negative. For example, see here, Rajesh wasn't ready to take his responsibility. See this sentence. Rajesh wasn't ready to take his responsibility. Then when we frame the sentence, when we turn this sentence into a rhetorical question, then you are expected, was Rajesh ready to take his responsibility? And you have to put question mark at the end of the sentence. The assertive sentence turn into rhetorical question. If there is a negative in the assertive sentence, then the rhetorical question will be positive. If there is a positive in the assertive sentence, the rhetorical question will be negative. Again, only some things you have to remember when you are turning this rhetorical question into assertive one and the assertive question into rhetorical question. See whether the sentence is in a positive form or negative form, and as per the sentence you are expected to turn it from rhetorical to assertive and assertive to rhetorical question. Okay, thank you very much.